Hi everybody. So today I'm discussing the cognitive dissonance theory from chapter 11 with you guys. So cognitive dissonance is defined in our book as a negative and unpleasant state that occurs whenever a person holds two cognitions that are psychologically inconsistent. Now this experience happens when you hold two drastically different thoughts in your head and then proceed to make a decision towards the less than ideal activity and are unable to fairly find a good reason for the attitude or the behavior. So my personal example that I'd like to share with you is eating out on a regular basis. Um, so today I will discuss a personal experience that I've had with this idea and then make some inferences from that experience and then share how those inferences, can be transferred into other situations. So I'd like to think that I prioritize healthy choices like getting the right amount of sleep and drinking a lot of water, but I don't put a ton of effort into my eating habits per se. So my wanting to be healthy and my lack of effort where my eating is concerned are definitely two conflicting ideas that plague me almost daily. I've seen several documentaries about how eating out will eventually come back to haunt me, especially where my health and my weight are concerned. The most recent one I've actually gotten to watch was the popular Super Size Me, and if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. And since watching that documentary, I've really been trying to be better about cooking meals at home. So now that I've discussed the experience that I've had, I'd like to make some inferences. So it's different to reconcile opposite sides of oneself. However, there are measures that can be taken to resolve cognitive dissonance. One of the ways is a change in your attitude. This will help you really cognitively realize what you're doing and understand it as you're in the moment. Having these consonant thoughts, as they're referred to, helps you reconcile those attitudes and the behaviors themselves as you're having them, as well as communicating what you're feeling and how you're feeling, maybe why you want to participate in this behavior, even though you know it's against the attitude you necessarily hold. And there are other coping methods for this as well. As far as my own coping methods, I've researched recipes that replace the meals that I tend to buy when I eat out to help transition into making more meals at home. For instance, there is a copycat Chick-fil-A chicken nugget recipe that I have found that I really enjoy. And it helps to know that when you're dealing with cognitive dissonance, that it's important to keep an open mind to all your available options because there are probably many depending on what you're experiencing. So now that I've made some inferences, I want to discuss how these inferences can be transferred into other situations. So since I've started making more meals at home, I feel quite a bit better and I have more energy and I'm so much less sluggish than I used to be when eating out all the time. But I know I can still improve a bit considering I eat out at least 3 or 4 times a week still, mostly on the weekends. But learning about cognitive dissonance has truly helped me understand what I struggle with when I try to decide between eating at home and eating out. So in conclusion, our attitudes and our behaviors may not always be on the same page, but learning how to cope with cognitive dissonance can help us with these struggles. Now, cognitive dissonance is completely and utterly normal to experience as part of the human experience. So you shouldn't be alarmed when you have two ideas that are completely on opposite ends from each other. It's normal, it's part of everyday life. And while it may be uncomfortable to experience, especially when you realize that you're experiencing cognitive dissonance, it can be dealt with once you properly understand it and take the measures to resolve it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, guys.